my name's Vince Sheehan, and today I'd like to talk about Earthshock, this story from season 19 of the classic series. And I'd just like to talk about really my thoughts on this serial. Now, Earthshock must have been an amazing surprise for the original viewers because it's the first Cyberman story since Revenge of the Cybermen, which is in the Tom Baker era. So there's quite a few years since the fans had seen a Cyberman story. And to make things even more interesting, the Cybermen were kept as a secret. So the writer of the story, Eric Sayward, was told not to put Cybermen in the title, to keep the audience in the dark. So when they were revealed at the end of episode 1, I think it is, it was a surprise, and that must have been an incredible moment. And the Cybermen look kind of all new and spruced up as well. So what's the story about? Well, the story can kind of be split into two halves, I guess. The beginning of the story, we have, we're in Earth in the future. I think it's 25 something or other. And these archaeologists or paleontologists actually, I think, were going missing and being bumped off in these caverns. So these soldiers are going down trying to work out what's happening to these people. Why are they being killed? And it turns out that there's this hatch which is defended by these androids. And these androids, whenever anyone gets near this hatch, the androids kill the people. The Doctor arrives with his companions, Nyssa, Tegan and Adric, and they realise that that's why they're being attacked, these people. Tegan and Nyssa also note the abundance of dinosaur bones underground, the significance of which will be revealed at the end of the story. So once this hatch is opened, they realise it's a bomb. Amidst this chaos, the Doctor manages to defuse the bomb and then realises that he must go to where the signal's coming from, which is controlling the bomb. The Cybermen, all the while, are watching them remotely. So nobody knows about the Cybermen, the Doctor or the people on Earth. The Doctor travels to this space freighter where the signal's coming from. And like the caverns in Earth, people have kind of been going missing there, crew members being killed. It turns out the Cybermen are in the hold of this massive space freighter in these thousands of containers. And the cyber leader decides, even if the bomb has been defused, they will turn this space freighter into a massive missile which will destroy planet Earth. We later find out, when the Cybermen reveal themselves and the Doctor realises what's going on, that they want to destroy Earth because there's this summit which is going to happen, which will be an alliance between the superpowers of Earth, which will be too strong for the Cybermen. So they want to destroy Earth. The Cybermen overtake the space freighter and they send it on a course plummeting for Earth. Everyone leaves the space freighter except for Adric. He's trying to solve the kind of locking mechanism on this device which is overriding the space freighter's controls to try and steer the space freighter away from Earth. And he almost succeeds in doing this, but a Cyberman turns up at the end, blows the control board up, and Adric is helpless. And the space freighter, which by now has travelled back 65 million years, smacks into Earth, which Adric has managed to reduce its power as a missile somewhat, so Earth isn't completely destroyed, but it's enough to wipe out the dinosaurs. So it fits very neatly into the chronology of the history of planet Earth and links back to those dinosaur bones Nyssa and Tegan were talking about before in the caves. So what's good about this story? Well, it's just so exciting and well directed by Peter Grimwade. And you have this sense of dread and tension throughout the opening scene, so claustrophobic in those caverns, and then the kind of defusing of the bomb. And then on board the space freighter, it's just really tense. And you're wondering, is Adric going to get out of this? Which brings me on to the next thing, Adric. I mean, Adric is usually ridiculed and derided as a companion. He's just a bit wet, a bit kind of feeble, etc., etc. But to be fair to Matthew Waterhouse, he plays the part so well in this serial. He has an argument with the Doctor at the beginning, and you feel so sad for him as he goes and meets his doom, and indeed the dinosaur's doom, right at the end of the story. You do really feel a lump in your throat, which is made even more poignant by the lack of music at the end. They do the thing where in a particular sad episode in a series, they'll just wipe out the closing music. And that's very effective. It's really cool also how Adric's badge is this kind of smoking gun, which will be used, Chekhov's gun, isn't it? Which will be used to kill the cyber leader at the end of the story by the Doctor. It's a cool link. And the Cybermen just are awesome. They look so cool. They look so menacing. I know it's like a kind of a copy and paste job when they come out of their marching and they come out of their those silos, but they do look really cool. And even with those silver cricket gloves on, the Cybermen for the 80s, they just look so cool. And I think generally it's an incredibly strong story, certainly one of the best Doctor Who stories of the 1980s, I would suggest. In terms of like the negatives, I don't think there's really many. I think the glaring one for me is the casting of Beryl Reid as Briggs, the captain of the space freighter, and her second in command. I think the actress is June Bland. Berger, I think her name is in the show. They're just completely they're just ridiculous. It just doesn't work. They just don't work as kind of hard-nosed captains, leaders of a space freighter. And these two older ladies at one point have to defend the bridge against these intruders, and Briggs does this ridiculous kind of karate chop on this younger guy in his 20s, and it just looks so wrong. I mean, it just doesn't work. That just does not work. That was a casting error. But other than that, Earthshock is brilliant. And if you haven't seen it, check it out. A really great story. Perhaps Doctor Who, Peter Davison era at its finest. Really exciting story, zips along and really gets you there when Adric dies at the end. And it's just brilliant. So for me, this is definitely a 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching. If there's any episodes, any serials you'd like me to look at in the future, please put them in the comments. All the best. Bye.